Welcome back, everybody, to Kusog7ande, the bad video game tournament. I have a few things. What's the word? Announcements? Those things, yeah. Few things that you should be aware about. Tuesday, we usually have Don't Make Us Bored, but we're going to be taking a small break this week because I have been incredibly busy, so don't worry too much. If I stream something, I'll let people know, but don't plan on Don't Make Us Bored this week. However, last weekend, as in this weekend, last Friday, we had the GDQ Hotfix Grudge match over on the GDQ channel. I am still looking for more people to play, so if you are a streamer who has done streams before, who has somebody who you have a quote-unquote grudge against, and want to play in one of the grudge matches coming up, please let me know. I would love to have more people. We have some people in chat who have played. Sandra, for example. It was great to have you on and playing Star Wars against Flannel Cat. That was a heck of a lot of fun. Corndan versus Sharif and Meekins versus Willard J. Bradley this last Friday was a blast as well. That video will hopefully be up on YouTube in a little bit, but I definitely want more people to come and work out all of those dramas. Now, Cosmic, you're here before the GM reveal. Hello there. How you doing?
Sorry, I accidentally clicked too early.
Well, let's go ahead. Say, hey, everybody, go see the GM is here. Oh, that's live. We got Cosmic the Dolphin.
It's been a rough few weeks.
Oh my gosh, it has. I am, like, whenever I have a lot going on, my stomach hurts a lot worse. That's sort of why I want a little bit of a break on Tuesday from Don't Make Us Bored, because, yeah, I get really bad stomach pain the busier things get. But luckily, you're giving out a game today, so I don't have to worry about whether or not this game works. You get to worry about that. This game, I've actually seen you play this before as well.
Yep. And this was a simple selection for me because, you know, I'm not sure I'll be in any time soon for any grudge matches or anything of that nature, but I have played this on Don't Make Us Bored, and it was a simple selection for me as well because, spoilers, I guess, for people who don't know where I am, I'll just say that my hometown, well, not my hometown, but the town where I currently live, has had to deal with several series of earthquakes in the past few weeks.
Yeah, you've been dealing with all of that. I'm sorry that you have, but I'm glad that you're here. If you have an earthquake during the match, let us know. I want to... because some, small earthquakes aren't too big of a deal, but the bigger they are, the worse they are. So if you have a little baby one, I'd love to hear everybody's reactions.
I mean, I'm alone at the house at the moment, so I'd probably just start screaming Muffin, which is my cat's name, so you know.
Oh, I thought that was your word for everybody get to safety, like Muffin! Muffin! The earthquake's happening, Muffin!
So this was an easy selection for me that I could greatly enjoy just watching other people suffer through one of my favorite games.
Yeah, what game is it?
It is a little game by the name of Ayadoka Interlude.
Yeah, this game, here's the deal. I've seen you run it, and you make this look like a playable game. And I don't know if it is playable.
I would say it is playable. We'll see what our players think.
Yeah, the thing, I honestly, I feel like I do not have an appreciation for this game because I've never seen anybody struggle to play it well. And just because of that, I'm very interested in seeing, if it is hard for the players. Because if so, that will change my perception. You're getting a lot of background noise in there.
Oh, sorry. You know, it's those motorcycles. It's those crazy dogs on motorcycles.
The dogs on... Well, get them off the motorcycles! Okay, let me work on trying to figure out how I'm supposed to capture this thing as well. This is going to be an experience and a half. Okay. Thank you.
So for the record, chat, this is not a porn game. Yes, this guy has made other porn games, but I made sure to select one of the games that this guy has made that does not have anything that would be outside of a PG-13 stream.
Yeah, everybody, I was making sure that if Cosmic gave something out that it was going to be appropriate for stream, and this one is. Don't stress. We've had the discussion. Although I am completely okay, like, with people making the content that they want to make. With Kusog7ande, we do want to make sure that the games that we give out are not going to be blocked on YouTube. And all that jazz, you know? We want to make sure that everything here is generally appropriate. PG-13. But yeah, make whatever art you want to make. Just know that it might not show up on Kusog7ande if it does get made. Which, I mean, this is the bad video game tournament, so whatever, right? Okay,
so this is indeed an itch.io game or a Steam game. The game comes, if you buy it on itch.io, it comes with a Steam key.
It certainly does. Okay, let's see how I can get this captured so that it's normal. Hi. Thank you for making my life miserable, Cosmic.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah, the thing is, like, this is an HD game, and usually we don't have HD capture here. Not only that, it has windows inside the game, so it's extra pain to deal with. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go.
No. If you want more... Well, actually, you know what? I'm trying to think. His one porn game that the guy has...
Let's stop talking about porn, please. Like, I'm not kidding. Let's go ahead and cut that out. This is a family-friendly stream.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get this captured.
It looks like one of our people has also lost video for a second, which will be fun because they were the ones that had really good audio.
Well, that's fun. That's great. Okay. Yeah, as it turns out, I haven't actually seen that person streaming yet either. So, like, their stream is not like... Yeah, so just go ahead and work with them. Try to get this working.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to see here. Oh wait, I'm in results reporting. They said they're they said that they have resetting their router.
Gotcha. Well,
yeah.
this'll be a fun experience. That's okay. I need to get this person's stream up. Okay, I can do that right now. Okay, we're gonna get this.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, I'll put it in the GM channel. If I remember correctly, someone else had very good audio as well. So, yeah, who else had? Well, there's one person I haven't listened to their audio, but they've been in quite a few Kusog7andes, so I hope they know.
Okay. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and add this and see what happens. See if that helps with some of the background noises for you. OBS has added a new filter that helps with noise suppression, so that might help with you as well. If I have a hard time hearing you at times, though, I'll go ahead and turn that off, but hopefully I'm able to help on my end. Help deal with the motorcycles.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, let me poke Sephiroth over here.
That's probably not a good idea, because, you know, Sephiroth usually can poke back with a pretty long stick.
So I've heard. Whatever, he's just a weeb. A weeb with a big stick.
I was going to say, at least I know earlier Trash Nomancer had good audio as well, but
Who did? Trash?
Trash did, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like...
I'm going to go ahead and capture Trash Nomancer's audio then. Just because Sephiroth Shadow appears to have audio going in and out, and I don't want to deal with that right now. Yeah, I actually think that this filter may be helping with your motorcycle lifestyle, so it'll be fine. It'll be good. Good. Okay, and I'm almost captured at this point. Give me a little tiny bit longer. I hear dog. Hi, dog.
Hi, dog.
Is that your dog?
No, it's not my dog.
Well, hi. Anyway.
It's probably Scooby.
Scooby?
I know the dog's name is Scooby because my neighbor lets the dog run outside and then, without fail, at about 6 p.m., runs outside screaming, Scooby! Scooby!
Scooby! Oh,
Get the
our
dog.
neighbors just walk outside and yell, Chip! 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 Well, okay, we have all of the streams up. I do want to do just one final check to make sure that everybody is in the right location. Just getting everything right can be a bit of a frustrating thing when it comes to some of the captures. So Sephiroth Shadow should be right there. And then Takeru Impulse right there on the bottom left. And finally, actually, am I seeing that pop up? I don't think so. Oh, this is frustrating. Okay. But I think that is in the right place, yeah. Then finally, this one on the bottom right, Trash Nomancer. We should be set. Yeah, the biggest difficulty in getting this captured is that every screen looks exactly the same and everybody has it captured a bit differently. It's an HD game, but the windows are going to be going all over the place. Okay, well, I'm ready.
Yeah. Yep.
It looks like all of the players are as well. So everybody, I need your best anime emotes. Anything that is anime adjacent related. Spam those now, okay? Because this is a very anime-esque game, is what I would say.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, like it's not fully anime, but it is definitely anime inspired. This is a family-friendly game that you are going to be seeing today as well, so don't worry too much. Level 1, as soon as I see movement, I will start our timer. And here we go with the smooth jams. Yeah, get ready for all of this fun. Luckily, because of the shape of each screen, it's actually really easy to tell who has gotten through areas and who is currently in the lead. Takeru Impulse just a little bit ahead of the others, but again, we've got a full hour of this game.
Yeah.
As well as the smooth jams here.
Yeah. Well, I think Impa Danila it took Takeru a little bit of time to figure out that you need to pull back the other direction when doing a wall jump. So
okay, talk to me about the controls here, because that apparently is the worst part of this game.
So this is not as bad as it originally was. Earlier builds of this game, which is the way I started playing it, to block you had to do a half circle input backwards, which is not a good block. Okay, that's just not. don't do block as that.
Okay, but yeah, I'm not really seeing block being an issue quite yet. It's
block now is just holding away from an enemy. Just hold backwards.
What about the parkour controls?
Okay, so parkour controls, I only gave them the controls of what is the jump button, because all the parkour controls, if our players are looking very, very well at the background, are actually in all the graffiti around the buildings. Instead of telling you the controls, that's how it does it. So what you have to do is, to do a wall jump, you need to be holding the direction into a wall whenever you're touching it, and then to jump off of it, hold away from the wall while also at the same time hitting the jump button.
Okay.
To climb up a ledge, it's hit jump again or hold upward. To attack, there is a dedicated attack button. The wall the wall kicks are the wall kicks are a bit weird.
Okay.
But once you get the hang of that rhythm, the fact that you need to hold into the wall a little bit of the direction you're facing the wall, and then hold away from the wall for a second and then hit jump, that does take some getting used to.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is a one-hit kill game, it's not incredibly easy. Fortunately, here in the first level, all of the screens go pretty quickly, so it's not like we have to deal with seeing folks get through like 20 enemies and then restart your room. Later levels of this game will be like that, though. So if anybody gets deep into this game, we will probably see some very annoying, at least for the players, very annoying deaths.
Yeah, I can imagine. Other people are saying that this looks better than like a bunch of the stuff on the Switch store. I would say that with Kusog7ande, a lot of the times we do, especially in the early rounds, have games that are more flawed than necessarily bad. But yeah, I think that this is one of those games that you're starting to see a little bit. Some people are struggling with the controls and doing things consistently. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, doing things consistently is very difficult. One thing that you probably can't see, and one thing I did warn the players about, I did put this in the guide, was that your jumping distance is dependent on where the spot in your running animation, at what time you hit the jump button during the run animation.
Where is the guide? I don't see it pinned.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to pin it. I should pin that.
Yes, please do.
Yeah. So yeah, you will. It is. So that can get a little. Let's see. Can I pin it? How can I? I don't think I can pin it.
Can you just reply to the message in that Discord then, and then I'll figure out why you can't.
Yeah, I shall do that.
Okay, let me change this real quick. Yeah, you should be able to based off of those permissions. I don't know. Welcome to life.
Yeah, welcome to Kusog7ande. Oh, yes. Okay, Impa Daniela just got through one of the worst jumps in early games, so very nice. And they are also figuring out the timing aspect of this game quite well. But Takaru is onto the first boss section. I wouldn't call it a boss fight. It's just, here's a bunch of enemies, deal with them.
Yeah.
Takaru has thankfully figured out how to do how to block. So now, and Takaru also quickly figured out the graffiti tells you, yes, you can duck in this game. That will become very important later. It is very important to duck for certain cycles to just set up the timing correctly for them. So yeah, and also Impa has figured out as well from the graffiti that yes, you can duck. So you will see a lot of ducking now. It's just thankfully holding down.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this a bad game, just flawed with the controls.
Yeah, it does seem like everything is a little bit difficult. Takaru dealing with the first sort of projectile enemy here.
So that particular screen he needs to get on, he's figured it out. You need to duck and wait for the first shot to go through, and if you time it correctly, as if you immediately jump after doing the duck, you have enough time to sneak by.
Okay.
So yeah, figuring out the timing.
They managed to get through that. Very nice, Takaru.
Yeah, figuring out the timings on a lot of these is actually it's actually a large part of just playing this game.
Yeah, the biggest source of randomness, it seems, is with the enemies here as they're attacking, whether or not they'll swing their attacks. The projectiles are very set. The pattern of the ground spikes, or whatever you want to call them, seems pretty reliable. And Takaru is really complaining about their D-pad. Ha! You wouldn't be in a tournament. You wouldn't be a true gamer if you're not complaining about your controller.
Sounds about right. But I mean, Takaru's in the leads. So controller or not. But this game will make you think your D-pad is worse than it is, because unless you play this game a lot, you will not see it at first. But the game's... And Takaru's fighting with it as well. That's not just the controller. That is... The game is partially tile-based. So... Okay. The game tries to snap you to certain tiles. And because of that, sometimes your speed will speed up or slow down without very much rhyme or reason.
Yeah, so if movement is tile-based... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, basically, whenever you first play this, you will begin to think, the first few times you play this, you will think my controller's goofed up, and then once you start get the hang of, oh wait, your speed could just adjust out of nowhere for no particular reason, then you'll understand, oh no, my controller's fine.
Oh yeah. Now, this game definitely it's a little bit difficult, but at the same time, I believe this is the best controlling of the games that was made by the developer. It's also the best one for PG-13 levels of game. There is some mature content in some of the other games that wouldn't necessarily be appropriate for the stream here. So yeah, because of that, we've got this game here. Do the other ones control significantly worse?
So everything you said was true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything you said was correct. The most interesting, I would say, from a speedrun perspective of the games that this fellow has made and designed has been Shin Samurai Jazz, because it's basically the same controls as this game with a dash mechanic added in. So,
yeah, I'm not completely sure how I feel about the music. Like, it's very environmental, but it's a little bit too, calm, in my opinion. It's just... not extremely melodic. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's just that, I'm not going to remember any of the tunes from this game.
So that is how every single one of the games. This guy, I'm not sure what pronouns the game's dev goes by. I've not figured it out.
That's fine.
I've tried, I'm trying to choose correctly, but
just say
sure.
they until you don't know, or until there's better information. That's completely fine.
Yeah, but they've made a lot of what they call electronic jazz, and that is basically the soundtrack to all of their games. They have designed about 10 or 11 games at this point, and every single one has a soundtrack that sounds just like this one.
Yeah, it's like it's definitely a style. This is not really my jam of music, but it's a fine style. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and what I said wasn't meant to be rude. It's just sometimes there's difficult information to find, and usually most people are going to be fine with saying they, if it's unknown who the creator is. There's not a whole lot of information on some of the lesser known creators in the gaming world.
Well, what I do know is they refer to themselves as an esper, and I don't know if they mean that as a neopronoun or is is what they just identify as.
Okay, gotcha.
So Takaru and Impa are on the same screen, and it is one of the earlier ones where you really have to figure out some very specific timing. And if you lose to the enemy right at the end of the screen, then, well, guess what? You have to do the entire screen over again. And that had happened to Takaru, but they finally got off the screen, and now they're onto an even more annoying screen. But they're through it. Now, the screen that Takaru is on is that they have two projectiles that are very small to see coming from different directions.
Okay.
And you will need to jump over one and then immediately duck under another. So it's... Oh dear, I'm seeing the next game's box art now, and I'm at a loss for words. Anyway, it'll be a good match in match 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going to be fun. And Impa and Tekura are both at the same screen now. They're pretty close. The two of them are pretty much neck and neck, and Sephiroth's Shadow is a little bit behind them. So, but Takaru, I believe, they are on to the next screen. Okay, so yes, Takaru, which was in the graffiti levels, you can walk up to the edge of a ledge and then hold down on the ledge and you will dangle from it. I did not tell them that because the game's graffiti background tells you could do that. So they had to figure that one out on their own. Pay good attention to the environment. But yeah. But Takaru is on to level 3.
Very nice. Level 3 for Takaru. I don't like this color of green. It's like greenish yellow. Look, it's like, I don't know. I don't like it.
You'll be here for a while, unfortunately.
That's one of my least favorite colors. Not only because it looks gross to me, but also because I'm slightly colorblind, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to actually tell if that's yellow or green, where it's sort of like a mix between the two. It's just, to me, this is vomit color. You do not paint walls with this color.
Yeah, but Takru's actually is putting quite a bit of distance between themselves and Impa at the moment, as Impa had quite a bit of difficulty to get through the final screen of level 2. So now they are on to level 3 as well.
Yeah.
Takru has got onto one of my favorite enemies in this game. These guys that just throw. They throw. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to say it's a yo-yo at you from a distance. But they have better frame data than you. Like, they can literally attack faster than your character can. And the length of their attack is enormous. So the only way around them is, which I did mention in the guide, you have to use that block button a lot, especially as you go into later levels. And Takru thankfully figured that out quite quickly.
Okay.
We'll see if Impa figures out that, yes, you will want to block. Unfortunately, Takru is instead really stuck on this particular screen here, just figuring out the timing for when to jump to get to deal with those spikes. They figured it out and then just ran forward to the next series of spikes without jumping, unfortunately. But they figured it out now.
Yeah, Xandra is asking why the screen does something different with each, why is the screen in a different location? It's absolutely an artistic decision that the screen changes the size and the location. It makes it much harder to capture 4 of these games. Heck, even just capturing 1, it sometimes is a little bit difficult to see all of the action going on. But at the same time, you know, it's a stylistic decision that is at the very least interesting.
Yeah.
As Tempest Troll is saying, it's really awful for framing erase in some ways, but I would also say that because each screen is positioned in a little bit of a different area, it's actually, despite having the same color palettes for rooms, it's actually a little bit easier to keep track of what room the players are on. So pros and cons, pros and cons.
And that's exactly why I actually went ahead and figured in throwing this game in as one of my race ideas, because not only do I speedrun this game so I know what all the rooms are quite well, exactly that, knowing the camera position, I can very quickly glance and say, oh yes, they're at such and such room. So, yeah, but Takru's got quite good lead going, but not as big a lead as they had earlier. Impa has been able to make some of that up, but they just need to get a little bit farther through to get into level 4. Rosentia, should I regale you with this game's storyline as we're
I think that, like, the timeline and the plot is important, question mark. What year is this?
This is 1980s.
What location are we in?
Neo Japan.
Neo Japan, okay. 1980s Neo Japan is where we are here.
Yes, we are playing a samurai. Now, in the first bit of this game, instead of a samurai, it was a kickboxer. So instead of swinging a sword, you did a kick that had a very surprisingly similar animation to a sword swing. it makes it Neo Japan because this is an alternate timeline Japan. So in this timeline, in Edo Japan in the 1860s, Japan greatly advanced technologically ahead of the rest of the world to the point that 1860s Japan looked like our 1920s America. It looked exactly like 1920s America, actually, 1860s Japan, to the point that everybody wore trench coats and fedoras. That is the game Shin Samurai Jazz. 1980s Japan, well, it got a little bit more rough.
Yeah.
It just wasn't as good of a place to live.
As we can tell, there are a lot of disembodied heads shooting daggers. By the way, Impa and Takaru Impulse are on the same screen here. This has been a very difficult screen to get through.
Yeah. So this particular screen is actually one of the worst in the game. It doesn't look like it would be, but it is.
Oh no, it looks like it would be.
Well, the jump that they need to do, Impa got the jump. There we go. It is
nice.
It is about a 2 or 3 pixel jump. That's why that particular screen is so difficult. And if you miss the jump, then you just go straight back into another set of spikes.
Yeah. Just so y'all know, as this game goes on, yeah, I believe this game was in BBG last year. You ran it, if I'm not mistaken.
That is all.
Yeah, and at the same time, we're viewing this game as an isolated product, and the other stuff that was... What's that?
Yeah, we're not mentioning what comes after this game.
Yeah, the other games have some questionable content that, honestly, I don't feel like going and discussing too much. So, you know, your mileage may vary with some of the other games that have come out, but this one is one of the safer work games that is out there, and although I do think that the gameplay is extremely brutal, it at least is fairly unique when it comes to platforming. Like, maybe the best comparison would be Prince of Persia, because there's a lot of very technical movement in Prince of Persia for how you're supposed to navigate areas. Although the physics are a little bit more slippery than that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good description of it.
But yeah. I would say that, we generally let's go ahead and just keep discussion focused on this game, and let's not talk too much about the other games if we can, chat. Thank you.
Yeah. So this game, the story of that, this is 1980s Neo Japan. Our character that we are playing as wakes up and he's at the bottom of a giant skyscraper, and every time he enters the skyscraper, he seems to find his sister taunting him, and for reasons that he does not remember, just keeps throwing enemies at him. And yeah, that's basically the game storyline. It never explains it more than that. It never explains why your sister is peeved at you, why you seem to wake up every morning at the same skyscraper filled with enemies.
I think Takaru got through the hard screen, by the way.
They did indeed.
And yeah, somebody in chat is saying that this game does not look fun.
I'm playing it, but I might have interesting game choices.
Yeah, honestly, it really depends on what you're looking for in a game, and this game definitely is janky, but I think that it really depends on if you're okay with having sort of janky controls and having to, be patient in order to get through areas. That might be fine for you.
Yeah, and even though the controls are janky to whenever you first start playing the game,
Takaru. Oh my gosh, Takaru. Yeah, you saw right there that was absolutely a control issue. They tried to duck, and unfortunately, it descended down the ledge, caught onto the next ledge. Doing the same thing right there. Yeah, this looks a little frustrating in some ways.
the controls are janky, but they're consistently janky. That's the thing. So once you start learning how the jankiness works, then it becomes all right. What the issue that Takaru is running into is that the hang down off a ledge is pressing down, and ducking is also pressing down, and they need to duck to get past this certain enemy. But they are trying to duck too close to the ledge, so they just keep hanging off the ledge instead.
Yeah.
So they just need to take a few more steps to the left, and then they'll be able to duck just fine.
But at the same time, hanging there until you can, until the blade passes is not a bad idea. That way you can, just deal with it. Oh, yeah. Dagger to the foot. That's okay. Impa is getting through some of these really difficult screens here. She appears to be in the lead currently. Sephiroth Shadow, he's currently trying to get through some of these areas. I feel like everybody is starting to catch up. They're all in the same general area. It's just that Impa is in the lead, Takaru second. And then Sephiroth Shadow and Trash Nomancer somewhere in third and fourth. I'm not completely sure. The leads could very well change very quickly.
Yeah, I believe Sephiroth is... Actually, no. Sephiroth was in third, but I believe Trash Nomancer has moved into third. Sephiroth Shadow is currently in fourth. So it's Impa, Takura, Trash Nomancer, and then Sephiroth Shadow.
Okay.
Impa is onto the boss fight area of level 3, so they'll get onto level 4 here shortly. There's only 5 levels in this game, but level 5 has roughly as many screens as levels 1 to 3, and they're all harder. So we're not going to see this game finished. Unless somebody starts doing amazing. It technically would be possible, but it would probably need to be pretty close to non-deaths from here.
Yeah, honestly, I don't expect anybody to finish this game now that we've got Donkey Kong mechanics. Oh, the barrels. I mean, technically, this is sort of while it is 1980s Neo-Japan, it's also Prohibition era stuff. If I'm not mistaken, is that right?
Yeah, and that's a holdover from the first game in the series, which is completely safe work, no problems talking about a chat, Shin Samurai Jazz, which is 1860s Japan that looks exactly like 1920s America, where the Prohibition was going on, and that 1860s Japan, that game, part of its storyline does feature you getting hamburgers to break into a shopping mall in 1860s Japan. So
yeah, let me just say that this game doesn't really bother itself with historical accuracy.
Yeah, it does not. No. Yeah, so yes, chat. This is a sequel. It's not a very direct sequel. It just happens in the same universe as Shin Samurai Jazz. About 100 years later. There's nothing that connects the two games beyond that. So, Impa has also got to some very fun enemies as well. These big club guys. Thankfully, if you attack them quick, you can usually get past them, or you can sometimes bait out an attack from them and then use their disadvantaged state to attack them. But they are the only enemies in the game that you cannot block their attacks. So that is a trial and error thing, and I think Impa has run at them so quickly every time that they've never tried to block an attack. So That will be interesting. Hopefully it does. Well, actually, I really want to see them get sandwiched. Try to block. I hope they get sandwiched. I'm a terrible GM.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, this music is getting a little repetitive. That's the thing that I like about jazz is that like you never really know where the music is going, and like repetition is like the opposite of jazz. So come on.
Need to get a longer loop. I think the issue was because I believe they have. Chat, you say this is lo-fi hip-hop, but they claim that it's electronic jazz, the dev. Or they claim that it's jazz-like music, so go figure. Dev is wrong. Anyways, oh man, I was hoping that we would get a sandwich there, but we did not. Ooh, processed jazz food product. I like that description. Yes, so what Impa has figured out is that sometimes spikes don't come out of the ground and they're not on a timer. It's just if you step on top of them, then the spikes will come out. So, yeah, earlier you could avoid spike traps just by timing it correctly. Now you have to keep in mind that sometimes the spike trap will just make you just die as soon as you touch it. So it was also along to one of my favorite enemies that I was hoping to see how people would get along with this. These guys that throw shurikens like to hang out on ledges where you have to time jumping across the ledge while not getting hit by the shuriken that they throw. Impa is doing very well with this. Takura and Trashnomancer are now on the same screen.
Okay.
And that's because Trashnomancer has made a real push.
Yeah, Trashnomancer has been making a lot of progress. The screen is a butt. Like, the timing in order to not die from any of the stuff here is a little specific. And not only that, but the jump to get up to the ledge above seems very precise, but a little bit inconsistent. Impa is destroying this game.
Yeah, so that jump you need to, it's another jump that you've only got a few pixels of leeway. You need to jump from the very ledge, and you need to be at full run speed whenever you do the jump. And then you need to...
There's run speed? I thought there was like a single speed. Oh my gosh.
There is run speed, and the run speed difference is so slight you can't visually really tell the difference. But your jump distance will be different between the two speeds. That I did warn them that sometimes your jump will seem to go shorter than it should, and that it's momentum based. So, how much they've figured that point out? Hopefully they've remembered that. But
Trashnomancer got the jump.
And then died to the spikes above.
Yeah, Takadu having a hard time here. Ooh, chopped by the glaive. Don't want to get chopped by glaives every... Oh, Takadu made it, but died from the same spot there.
Yeah, I believe Takuro is a Kusog7ande finalist, correct?
I believe that Takano made it very close to the end of Kusog7ande in years past. Yes, I'm not too surprised to see that Takano is making a really good push getting through this area here. Let me take a look about the last time, because Takano made it, didn't make it out of group stages, if I'm not mistaken, last year, but in years before had done relatively well. Yeah, got a round B match. No, I don't think that Takano has quite made it into the finals here, unless we're talking about the bracket back in Kuso 4, getting eliminated right towards the end there in the Amiga game. Tony and Friends in Kellogg's Land. Oh, the memories of that game.
But Takaru is on to stage 4. They once they got past that really nasty screen that Trashnomancer is still on, the next screens are not near as difficult as that particular one. And Trashnomancer has also made it past it, so thank goodness. And now Sephiroth is on that particular wall of that same screen. So yeah, that particular section I think was a great equalizer moment, really. It brought the rest of the field, except for Impa, everyone very close together. Impa is on to the fun part of the guys with the glaives that you cannot block. They have a little bit of enemy position manipulation you can do with them. If you stay in one place for a very long time, they will go to a ledge and just continually attack at the ledge. And at that point, there's not anything you can do to get around them. So what you need to do to get around those guys, if they're at a ledge, is move backwards. Just walk away from the ledge and then approach it again, and then they will back off. I don't think they ever figured that out. I think the enemy just got the timing just exactly good enough to not deal with it. But
yeah,
there we go. Yeah, Trashnomancer also on to level 4. Sephiroth just dealing with these that one really bad screen, and Impa into level 5.
I would say that everybody except for Impa, they're basically even. Impa is doing extremely well in this specific playthrough. Yeah, she's been doing fantastic. I don't believe that she has made this much progress in years past. So it's really good to see that she is doing outstanding right now.
Yeah. This particular screen is a very difficult one, where Impa is on. We'll see how long it takes her to figure out what you need to do, but you basically need to jump at the right timing to be able to, at the very last wall here, to avoid those spikes at the very bottom of the screen, you don't want to jump straight down. You want to do a wall jump off the far left wall.
Okay.
Hang off the far right wall instead of just jumping straight down like she is currently attempting to do. So we'll see how long it takes her to figure that out. And I mentioned that, and now she has figured it out. And beautiful, just right through it.
Very, very nice.
And the rest of the positions haven't changed, but they're all pretty close. Takaru and Trashnomancer. Oh, did we lose? We lost Sephiroth.
Yeah, Sephiroth is doing a local recording just in case something like this happens. I'll go ahead and refresh all of their streams so that we can hopefully get everything buffered back up and rolling. But Sephiroth, it's sort of understandable that the internet there is being spotty, and we may have to rely on the local recording in order to determine how Sephiroth does. And apparently Sephiroth is dabbing over there, so I'd say that that's a good exchange.
Yeah. I would say so. Oh, okay. So Impa is onto a very difficult screen right here, but she made it through. Yeah, that screen, to make it through on the timing on that one, it's the only screen in the game to get the right timing, the right cycle is just run out at full speed and do not wait. Ever.
Yeah.
It's the only screen in the game that requires no waiting. So to figure that one out it's a little counterintuitive whenever you've been waiting on about every other screen.
Okay, there we go. Sephiroth's shadow is actually caught back up and getting to the areas of Trashnomancer and Takadu Impulse. Currently, he's in last, but I feel like with a good push, he could possibly move up to second place. Like, really,
Yeah.
at this point, Impa, this is her match to lose. She is winning and just absolutely decimating this game. Yeah, but for Trashnomancer, Sephiroth's Shadow, and Takadu Impulse, it's really just whoever of those three manages to get through these next screens the fastest, they will be taking second place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a hard time imagining Impa Danila taking anything except for first.
Yep. That is it exactly, yes. And as Chad is mentioning, Impa is in quite a gauntlet now. So what ends up happening in level 5 is that the length of the screens increases dramatically. So since this is a one-hit kill game, any mistake, you go back to the start of the screen. So it's quite a gauntlet every single time. Every single screen.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
Sorry
yeah,
about
it's all right. I don't know what happened, but woo.
That was just a big old truck going down. I live on a stone cobbled road, so whenever a big old semi truck decides to roll down it slowly, it makes a good amount.
See, I was gonna blame the dogs, because that seems like the most logical conclusion there. Scooby! Impa got close to the end of this gauntlet here. Yeah, I actually do like that there is an increase in difficulty as time goes on, and that part of that difficulty is just being able to string together everything that you have learned here. Basically, you have to know how to block, you have to know how to duck, you have to know how to deal with these guys with the clubs who just like to whack you in the face. You have to know how to hang on to ledges and wait, dealing with the cycles here. And finally, you just have to have that one last final good push after the final dagger, and there we go. Impa is through. On to the next screen here. Yeah, she is just showing an amazing amount of progress there. I'd say this is Impa's best performance that we have seen in a Kusog7ande thus far. That was great.
Yeah, Impa is really just they've really gotten they've understood the jankiness of this game, but they've also figured out the jankiness is controlled. And Takaru!
Well, Takaru has the right idea. It's just a very annoying jump to make.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. That is how you do it.
Yeah. And I believe that has Takaru. Now I'm going to have to double check. I think Takaru is still in third, but
third?
I think so. I think Trashnomancer is actually on a screen ahead of them.
Really? Okay. You may be
they're
correct.
Very close. They're very close. Either way, they're very close. I'm forgetting I'm forgetting which screen is which a little bit in stage 3. Ooh. I love that Impa has figured out this screen. It's a tough one to figure out, but what you need to do is jump from where those spike pits are over to the right on the right timing, right cycle, and bam!
That was a great move. Little annoying to deal with these spikes here, but there we go. She is through and moving on. Yeah, I think Trash Nomancer is starting to get into the level that has Sky in the background. I didn't see any Sky until now, and Takaru had already been to levels with the Sky in the background. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Takaru is in 2nd, Trash Nomancer in 3rd, Sephiroth Shadow in 4th. But I could be mistaken.
Either way, with the pace that both of them are at, I do expect both of them to reach the stage 4 boss. I want to call it boss room. Okay, yeah, Takaru's at the stage 4 boss room. So, yep. So yeah, Takaru is indeed in 2nd. Trash Nomancer is very close behind. Sephiroth is in 4th. And Impa is just flying through.
Absolutely demolishing this game. It's great.
Yeah, I see comparison to Meat Boy. It's not a terrible comparison to make, just slightly jankier controls. Ooh. Wow, but Takaru, can I just mention that Takaru figured out the spike pattern to go through with that particular room way faster than Impa had figured it out.
Yeah.
So that's it's not going to be enough, I don't think, to catch back up, but it is that they might be Takaru, they might be able to really cement their 2nd place here.
Yeah. Okay, I've got some complaints about the music because it's starting to wear on me. Specifically, like, I approve of people making music however they want, but it really seems like the person who made the music here, the developer, had not done any formal music training. I've got some wild opinions here, but like I've done 11 years playing piano with piano lessons when I was younger. I still play the piano. I have had music classes at the university, and although I won't say that the classics are always to be respected, you can go ahead and break a lot of the rules that are in classical music, but this breaks a lot of them that probably were better to not be broken. There we go. My opinions here. Got some very opinions here.
Just say, I'm not sure you can call them opinions when they're just facts, I don't know how to say that.
But this is like if I went to some sort of lounge that had this music playing, I'd probably leave early. It's like color theory that there are certain restaurants that have certain colors up in order to try to get people to leave faster. This is the same thing except with music theory.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you play in order to get people to leave your restaurant faster.
Ooh, I really like the movement from Impa there. They, instead of waiting out a shuriken, they saw a low-thrown shuriken and instead timed their jump over it. That is a pretty advanced move that in the speedruns used quite a bit, but it takes a pretty fundamental understanding of the timing of the low-throw shuriken. So to be able to just confidently do that just really shows how comfortable they've gotten in this game's controls. That was a very impressive movement.
Like, just paying attention to some of the chord progression that's happening in the music. Essentially, it's a 4-to-1 progression for this section here, which usually you want to move from a 2 chord to a 5 chord. I believe that's the most natural progression, and it just feels very odd. But that's also there's a lot of dissonance mixed into the music. I would agree with chat that, like, if you know the rules of music, of the classics, and you know how to break them, then you can break them, but you have to learn the rules before you break them. Meanwhile, it looks like we've got these, oh my gosh, Medusa heads on Impa's screen. What is this world?
This is still stage 5. This is the final floor of Skyscraper. So as you maybe have potentially noticed, you have indoor sections and outdoor sections of the Skyscraper. And every time you change from indoor to outdoor, there's supposed to be a floor you've gone up. And this is what the final floor area. The gauntlets in this final floor area are just, they're brutal.
I can see that this is a bit difficult. I don't think that we expected to see people get this far, though.
No, I don't think. No, I did not. I thought it was possible, but I wasn't confident that it would happen. Also, I just mentioned that the color gradient in this final area it's just spectacular.
That's a word that could be used, and that I would probably say that lime on salmon is probably not the most appealing visual, but you do you.
For whatever reason, it makes me think of Werner Frank's like sausages.
Oh,
Don't
good.
know why.
We're done with that specific repetitive loop. Please have a better repetitive loop next. I just need something else in my soul. Well, let me at least say that the game that's coming up after this has a very different aesthetic. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, very different. I think all of our games today have had very different aesthetics.
Yeah, like, what even have we had? I mean, we had Way of the Warrior. That was a very over-the-top fighting game where we muted the music. Captain America and the Avengers, possibly the best Game Gear game that I have seen in a long time. We've had this that just has aesthetic. It's just not the best use of the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next game, I'm not saying.
Yeah, we're not saying, but it has a different aesthetic. Trashnomancer, on the other hand, is into level 5. I love the screen that Imp is in. It's a treasure.
Supposedly.
It's a lot of instant touch spikes that aren't on cycles, but if you step on them, then they shoot up. So you just have to figure out. So now, instead of just figuring out the cycles, this is one of the screens that really makes you think about where you're standing, because it's also throwing a bunch of Medusa heads at you in the screen that follow a very set pattern. So it wants you to figure out the jumping position around the Medusa heads and the spikes, and it's just a lot of jumping. It's a bit of hot potato. But they were right at the end of it, so... Ooh, and Takaru has also gotten the confidence to just straight up jump over shurikens that are thrown low, so...
Honestly, with a game that at least most of these levels, they have a very fast restart time, that's good to learn just you know, go ahead and take the risk. Sometimes you have to in order to get through areas.
That is it exactly. And if we compare that to Sephiroth, Sephiroth was having difficulties with getting short jumped. And what I call getting short jumped, it's basically a bug in this game's engine. There's a normal jump, there is a very long jump if you just barely get the momentum built up correctly, exactly. And then there is a short jump where your jump only goes one tile. And that happens whenever you jump too close to an object in front of you without touching it.
I'm not sure if that's necessarily a bug. Like, the programming is... Maybe you could call it a bug, considering that, like, it's behaving the way that it's coded. It's not breaking out of the code, but it's not the intended way for the game to behave. Yeah, I guess I would accept bug.
Yeah. The way I would... Basically, the way it happens... Oh, there we go. Impa's figured out. Yeah, I could duck under the Medusas.
Yeah.
And now Impa is on to the worst gauntlet of the game. So if they finish this in the 2 minutes that are left, I will be quite impressed.
I mean, it's possible, but yeah, otherwise, outside of Impa, I believe Takeru is still in second, Trashnomancer in third, and Sephiroth Shadow in fourth.
Yeah, no, Takeru is quite comfortably in second. Unless Trashnomancer goes on quite a tear in these last 2 minutes, I feel our positions are pretty well set.
I love the questions. Why is Donkey Kong in this? Why not, you know? Why do people have yo-yos that they try to kill you with, you know? Some questions just are too difficult to answer. Yeah, now I can see, like, why this level, this gauntlet that you were talking about is so difficult, because you have to go over and then up and back over again. Not only that, but blocking, like, every movement that you see in here, especially any of the combat, it's multi-button inputs that they're having to do in order to block well. It looks like Takeru is into the final area as well, although still behind Impa. There's not going to be enough time to catch up. But still, like, everybody has done very well in this complicated game.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Let's see, yes. Impa has a different Discord name than Twitch name.
You are correct, yeah.
Let's see, where on earth is... There we go.
Yeah.
There we go, yeah.
Oh, shuriken to the foot! Ah, take that, Takeru. Well, I mean, to be fair, you're not gonna... Most people don't instantly die from a shuriken to the foot. Oh my... The music is stopped. I am so happy. Like, it's not the worst music in the world, okay? By far, it's not. It's just... The loops are so short. And even with the variety happening throughout that, it still is very, very frustrating. Let me switch over to this other music. Okay, it's time. We're done. Everybody breathe.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Impa is our victor today.
And by a very large margin as well. So incredible work, everyone.
Yeah, this, like I said, I think this is Impa's best performance so far. That was great. Yeah, go ahead and type and let them know how they did, because I believe Impa Nadila took first, Takeru second, Trashnomancer third, Sephiroth Shadow fourth, Yeah, I do love that.
Oh,
Sephiroth Shadow is shocked about. Oh my gosh! What now?
Someone. No, I was just going to say somebody apparently got like 28,000
Somebody got a bunch of points. Yeah, this was not like most people voted for Takeru to take first, but it was an upset today based off of the channel points. Yeah, I love that. Always exciting to see somebody who hasn't gotten first place before, manage to take it away. I'm trying to see if they want to come and chat, but we don't have a response quite yet. That's fine. So, honestly, I'm very impressed with how the players did. All of the players. This is not an easy game. But they all showed up and did their best and honestly did very, very well. And the other people are like, Takeru specifically saying, this is the least bad game I've encountered on Kusog7ande. Like, I've got my own complaints about it. And I'm just not very much a fan of the aesthetic of the game, but that's just me. It might be other people's jam. And yeah, others are like saying that they were fighting their controller more than the game. The ledge grabbing was a little bit painful, but otherwise it wasn't too bad for them to deal with. Is that sort of your impression as well?
Yeah, I agree. Like it's very jank controls, and obviously as a GM, I feel like it did have a point in here in this tournament. But yeah, it's an early round softball.
Yeah. I would probably agree with that. This developer has made other games. Again, I'd go ahead and say do your research. There is some not safe for work anime content involved in it, so this game specifically is safe for work. Some of the other content, though, it may be more questionable, the type of content that is in there, and I would definitely suggest if you do plan on checking out the other games by the developers, do your research first about whether or not this is something that you would feel comfortable with. But honestly, yeah, this game is something that is safe for work and something appropriate for y'all to check out if it seems like it's your jam. But with that said, I don't know. It's not necessarily mine. Let's see if Sabuso comes and chats with us real quick. I believe that we may have a small little visit in a second. Maybe. Oh my gosh. Well, Cosmic, I want to know, is there anything else exciting that you're doing these days? Oh, there's Sabusa. Okay. Hello there, Sabusa, and congratulations, you are the victor today. If you're here, are you able to hear me? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
I can hear you now. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it was not so bad.
Not so bad. Okay.
No, it the controls weren't great, but it was a lot of timing, and yeah, that last part was awful.
Oh yeah, that last room that you were dealing with.
It was a sniper knife, basically.
Yeah, you had to deal a lot with the final room there, just struggling to get through it. And I'd say that is a little bit cruel. At the same time, this game overall, I feel like once you get used to the controls and used to like the strange rules that it has for jumps, if you can handle all that, you can get really good at this game. And you seem to do that pretty well. Like,
yeah.
You were close to the end of the game.
Well, thank God.
Oh, yeah. So, did you enjoy the game overall?
I really like it.
Really? Okay. That's good to know. I think that the game is very difficult in certain ways that may or may not be enjoyable depending on who you ask. But yeah, what do you think that this game did particularly well?
I mean, the jump seemed really responsive.
Okay.
Now, like, you clearly would need a controller. It's not a keyboard game. I don't see it that way.
It would be hard to play with keyboard, I think.
It's like Super Meat Boy. You know, like playing it on a keyboard is insane. I can't. You know, just like getting the timings for the jumps, insane.
Yeah, I've played Super Meat Boy. Oh my gosh, I made it to the final level in the base game, but never actually beat it. Welcome to my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game definitely has that kind of vibe. What I like about it is that even though it is punishing, you are able to hop back into the level extremely quickly. And more games that... I think this has been happening more and more with sort of the precision platform genre, that you can get back into the game quickly, even though it's punishing, you don't feel like you lost too much.
Yeah, and you know, like the timing for everything, for the jumps, it's insane. You know, like this will snipe me if I do the jump now. Let's just wait it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. The timing, learning how to deal with the timing was a very important part of the game as well. I have to ask, because I think this is the first match that you've won in Kusog7ande, so again, congrats. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Do you do other streams? Do you play other games commonly?
Streams, not so much, but games I play a little bit of everything.
Okay.
You know, like I was playing Mario XCOM.
XCOM? Okay. Or are you talking about the Mario Rabbids
the
game?
Mario XCOM, you know, like the strategy game.
Yeah, I know that one. That one's I actually think that's a pretty good game, yeah.
You know, like Elden Ring.
I love Elden Ring. It's so hard.
Yeah, I managed to finish it with equipment that is lower than the requirements.
Okay.
Miracle.
Wow.
So I'm happy that I managed to do it. But yeah, and a lot of platformers. Everything.
Well, cool. It's good that you have a wide variety. And if you're tackling things that are generally really difficult, then heck, seems like this game was up your alley.
Seems that way.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Sabusa. Cosmic, thank you as well for giving out the game.
No problem. Can I just ask one final question with Sabusa?
Sure.
Do you want to know how many more screens he had to get through to beat the game?
Yes.
That was final screen.
Wow.
You were at the end. You're right there.
Wow.
Well, that's awesome.
I'll just finish that screen.
Yeah, go finish the game. Seriously, great job. Thank you both for coming and joining again. It's great to have you here. I will check you out next time, all right? Take care.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, everybody. Kusog7ande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. We are getting close to the end of group stage number 1. We are getting to the point where we will have our second of the group stages. Now, nobody is going to be eliminated at the end of the group stage unless they just didn't show up. However, at the end of stage 2, if they have not gotten more than 9 points total, then they will end up being eliminated. So as long as they took second at least once, they're going to be safe. If they took third, then they've got to at least take third again in their second match.